there.
We're good. We're good. Every system's up.
And I'm like, well, you don't see yourself.
We'll call this meeting to order. It's a work session of the Mayor Council of Grove, Seaside Park, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, held on Thursday, January 19th, 2024, advertised for 7 p.m. Pursuant to the provisions of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was properly provided by transmitting the notice of the meeting for publication in the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger on January 5th, 2024. Notice of this meeting of the governing body also has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Anfield?
Here.
Councilmember Condos?
Here.
Councilmember Connor?
Here.
Councilmember Kraft?
Here.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Here.
Council President Wilk?
Here.
Mayor Pearson?
Here.
Thank you.
The first item for informational purposes includes a considerable amount of reading, but the cover letter comes to the clerk from Dr. Reza Marzoli, I may be mispronouncing it, assistant professor at Stevens Institute. And what is included therewith is a proposal concerning a projection of nature-based mitigation of sea level rise effects on coastal erosion, flooding of barrier islands in New Jersey. He has this abstract, and there's a draft letter of support, and there's encouragement for considering our town's participation in this project. And some of the partners you will see are already ongoing partners with Seaside Park and related bayfront issues, and that is Stockton University in particular. And there's a draft of a proposed resolution that we might consider adopting in the future if we're interested in this. So it certainly sounds like something we should give full consideration to.
It looks like the study focuses on nature-based mitigation, like beach dune, beach solutions, like beach dune nourishments, living shorelines, offshore reefs, and marsh restorations.
You're actually right on the money with a project for a portion of the bayfront that we're working on, and
Who would participate on this advisory group if we said, yes, we were doing it?
well, that would be one of the considerations, how we would do that and what time is involved. It seems like there's a considerable amount of getting up and running.
I think this is the one that runs a few years.
Yeah, it's a long-term study, or not long-term, but longer than 1 year.
And this is the one that I read?
There's two that are interrelated, aren't
Yeah.
there? The next one is from the Nature Conservancy, so they're the ones that, they want a letter of support. They're the ones that are, if we were to issue such a letter, we would either be slightly late in their deadline, or it's not formally on for action, but it could be. That's also about studying a letter of support for a NOAA Climate Resilience Regional Challenge, a project entitled Engaging Communities in Regional Sediment Management for Community Resilience, Ecological Restoration of the Atlantic Back Bays. And we've worked with some of the people involved in the past, but certainly they're well thought of people in the Nature Conservancy. And this has a grant application with it as well. So, Councilmember Condo's question is a good one, how to put together our participation if we're interested in one or both of the programs.
I mean, the one says, is it like 4 meetings a year or something, and other, Zoom, I call them Zoom,
Over 3 years.
something like that?
Actually,
It's that, right?
It's 4 to 6 calls and 3 workshops over a 4-year period.
Over a 4-year
Really
period.
stretches it out.
So,
So, not as much as you think.
yeah.
Which one is that? That's
The
the,
first one, the Management
First one.
Transition Advisory Group.
yeah,
Mhm.
And I think it's always good to, I guess, have a seat at the table.
yeah,
My thing is, like, we keep talking about everything with the Bay, and we're engaging some that we're funding, some that are getting funding by us participating, and they get a grant. But it would be nice if, as part of our agreement to participate, that maybe we, and I don't know if you can ask this, but can you be a beta, study? Like, can they allow you to do some of the things you want, and study what we're trying to achieve, as opposed to just research, but no action?
I mean, the first
Nothing
one,
commit you, they're not committed to doing anything.
the first one says it informs end users, us,
Right.
on shoreline evolution, flood risks, I think we know that. Tipping points for current flood mitigation. I mean, we've experienced it all.
yeah, no, I think it would be a valuable type endeavor, and one of them definitely has grant money, and sometimes these studies lead to grant money when they're
Yes.
conclusions,
Yes.
so,
I mean, it can't hurt, it doesn't cost us anything.
yeah, that's what I would,
It doesn't cost anything. It's
No.
yeah.
It's just participation and support.
What is everybody's pleasure? They're on the agenda for discussion, and we had put together verbiage for potential action at a future meeting. There are draft resolutions that came with a letter of support. The only problem, if we had, on the second one, if we do it in the future, their deadline, letter of support requested by January 26th. Provide a point of contact. So that one, if we were so inclined, we would have to act on. Right. Does that one have a resolution too, or just a,
Yeah, that's a draft.
Yeah.
Nature Conservatory, grant application, blah, blah, blah.
It doesn't look like they're looking for a resolution, just an email for a letter of support
on the second one?
on the,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you give us a template on, right?
The resolution goes to the first one, right?
The second resolution is in there for that.
Oh,
For the resilience challenge.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there's also a resolution for that. There's one for each.
Okay. I mean,
I don't see it. What's the
it
downside?
doesn't cost.
What's the downside? I don't see the downside.
What should we have for point of contact for further communication? How should we have it go through Karen's
Administrative,
office?
administrative.
Administrator? Is that putting too much on your plate?
Not at
it's
all.
only an email.
And then that would, do we need to designate the individuals that would participate from our end?
Doesn't say. I
Doesn't
think
ask
once
for
you,
anything.
once you're gonna sign up, I think maybe they'll let you know what they expect from you.
Yeah.
Whether they expect a group of 3 committee,
Mhm.
or whether, you know.
And it doesn't say that it has to be
Well, right now they just
council
wanna-
even, it could be a
No, it
resident that
doesn't.
we, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
just
It would be
join the
nice.
team.
Yeah, and I'm
Seaside
showing the
Park,
team.
you're in.
And I'm sure at some
Right.
point, they would probably post somewhere, members or other affiliates of ours that are helping us. And it'd be nice to have our name in there with
Yeah.
them on this, so that's,
And
Free
it
PR,
definitely
free
can aid the
everything.
funding the way it's
Yeah.
written.
yeah.
So does anyone have an objection? We'll put that then for action this evening for both of them?
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Sign, Mr. Mayor. 70 and 71.
So they would need
70 and 71.
70, yeah. 70 would be the one with Stevens, the mitigation.
Right, the M10.
And 71 then becomes the
The
nature.
resilience challenge.
Yeah. Anything else on those for now? Then the third item is a discussion of a proposal. It's dated January 8th, 2024, from T&M Associates for design, contract administration, construction observation services for fiscal year 2024 NJDOT municipal aid roadway improvements. This is for Stockton Avenue project, and that's listed as Resolution 22467 for consideration at the regular meeting. And you see the cover letter?
Yes, Mayor, this has to do with there's a underground pipe that was capped off when the S-turn was reconstructed, and the bay water is still in that underground 36-inch main, and it's perking up through the road on the pressure when the bay comes out. That's one reason. If you were to go down that street now, there's ice on both sides of the street. The street would be reconstructed as mentioned in here, new curbing, aprons, sidewalks, regraded, new storm drains, tapped into the piping that goes out into the bay. That was the reason for that project, is to eliminate that 36-inch water main that's still free flow to the bay and not being used.
There's and the financial impact is that there's basically a $245,000 shortfall.
Yeah.
The town would be responsible for 67, basically $68,000 in engineering fees and $178,000 in estimated construction costs. So we would have
Which is the
to-
difference from the grant, right?
Yeah,
Which is that's the
That's the
the
delta.
delta from the grant, right?
Yeah.
So that would have to be, that's incorporated in the resolution, so that would be something that we would have to incorporate into our budget
Budget,
as a
correct.
capital item.
Yes.
That's 245,000?
Yeah, $245,590. And again, these are estimated costs, so
The grant is over
roughly $250,000.
Yeah, the grant is 350,000.
Usually there's.
Yeah, the grant is $481,200.
That's a really good meeting grant.
I'm sorry. You're right.
303,250.
Yep.
Which is good. A lot of times the mini grants are like $60,000-$70,000, so it's good.
So we're getting a good grant out of it. We just, it's needed work, I think.
Anyone have any further discussion on that item? That's on for consideration at the regular meeting as a resolution. And the fourth item is a proposal dated January 2nd, 2024, from RVE Engineering for floodplain management services review and CRS recertification services. That too is listed for potential formal action. It's Resolution 22468 for consideration at the regular meeting. And that is...
Mayor, RV has been providing that service for quite some time, the last couple of years to the borough. My recommendation would be to move forward on this, doing a fine job. And actually, I had a meeting yesterday with the floodplain manager. Need to go to committee before I bring it here, but we're looking into one item that we can use to add points to our accreditation for this CRS rating. I'd like to do a little more research before bringing it to council with the committee.
It's also worth noting that FEMA is going to require Seaside Park to do the 2024 CRS recertification in October of this year.
That's important.
Yeah.
And that is
We do-
what, 43 hours?
We do it every year.
Because it's a $100 fee to the applicant, and then they're 143 an hour on the review. They should keep the reviews to about an hour.
And actually, in the initial pricing sheet they sent us, that rate was $148, and I contacted RVE, and they were gracious enough to hold it to this year's rate of $143.
There is a lot to review for new construction, and we'll tell you, there's a lot to go over. Where lights are placed on the breakaway walls and everything, there's a lot of recommendations going out there for the residents on how to safeguard their homes. I'm very satisfied with the service provided.
Okay, good. Anything else from council on that item? Any other work session items from council this time? If not, I'll go into the audience. If there are any public comments on any work session items, if anyone has them, if they could give their name and address into the record. Hearing none, I'll close the public portion, and unless anyone on council has anything further at this moment, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the work session, take a brief moment, and then move into the regular meeting. Motion by Councilmember Amerville. Second by Councilmember Rotundo. Anyone opposed?
No.
Hearing no opposition, I will stand adjourned at 7:21 and begin the regular meeting momentarily.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You can't agree more than a whole today.